I would like to apologize. I usually open up the chat box. I just opened it up for the listeners who are online right now who want to go into the State of Intel Radio chat room. The chat room is officially open now. So go in, log in, make your comments and your posts, and I will be answering you during this broadcast. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the celebrities. We're going to be talking about the entertainers, the influential people who resonate in the minds of the everyday people amongst our people. I decided to talk about influential people and as it relates to our people because our people, just like everybody else, but especially our people, we tend to be starstruck by so-called celebrities and entertainers and people who entertain the world and entertain us, people we, tend to be in awe of. So I felt it was fitting due to the fact that a lot of our favorite celebrities over the last 5 to 10 years have been dying off. And a lot of conspiracy talk has been floating around those deaths. We're going to go deep into that tonight. I am the intellectual Nuben Menkares, and this is State of Intel Radio. Tonight, celebrities, black celebrities. Is the Supreme Being, the Most High, does he play a hand in the death of celebrities, of our black celebrities, our black luminaries? Does the Supreme Being play a hand in our everyday lives? Does the Supreme Being play a hand in the destruction and the devastation of a lot of populations on the earth? Is it just the Illuminati? Is it the secret society that had something to do with this? Because our people are quick to point to the Illuminati, the secret societies, and, what they're doing. And we forget or we don't acknowledge that they themselves also answer to a higher power. See, we don't think so because we don't see the higher power. We don't see the hand that governs this world. Sure, they are the physical hand that governs the world, but we don't see the unseen hand that governs this world. The Illuminati, though we look at this secret society and this structure group, the Bilderbergs, whatever you want to call them, all the secret society, we look at them as all powerful and things like that, and they're controlling everything on the world, a monetary system, controlling your lives, governments and, corporations. Yeah, they control things in the physical world, but they are not responsible for putting this planet here. They're not responsible for starting the rotation of this planet, of this world. They are not responsible for what grows here. You understand that? They're not responsible for that. There's a higher intelligence at work here. They answer to a higher authority, just as I myself answer to a higher authority. And I'm not coming from a religious perspective when I'm speaking about that higher authority, because the religions had it all wrong. Islam, Christianity, Judaism, even the African religions, a lot of our people had it wrong. The closest people that had it right were your ancient Nubians, your ancient Egyptians and things. Those civilizations, your Sumerians, they had it right. They were closer to getting it right, even though the supreme beings, or who you people in religion refer to as God, they were actually a futuristic group of people, an intelligent group of people, an advanced group of people who came to the present and the past world. God, as you refer to him as in religion, even though we don't like using that terminology because of religion, but the word God for now will suffice because it is recognized as the universal title of the Supreme Being, the Creator, the Most High, whatever you refer to that being as the ultimate power, as the source of all higher intelligence. That's how we see the true and living God, or the Supreme Being, as the source, the man, a black man who walked the earth who had supreme intelligence, higher intelligence, advanced intelligence, God-like intelligence, God intelligence, which is why he was referred to as God. And we acknowledge in the state of Mentel that this supreme intellectual being, who we refer to Amen as, came as a race of people, not just one man, came as a race of supreme intellectual beings, black men and black women who were futuristic supreme powers. That's why statues and edifices and wall carvings were drawn to these people. These were future people who came to past people, who learned how to move through time. Now, a lot of people will say, oh, that sounds crazy, and, how can you move through time and things like that? Time is continual. Time is in dimensions. Time is already laid out, okay? And so you can move in the past and you can move into the future. Time does not elapse, doesn't go anywhere. It's laid out in dimensions and frames and spaces. So once we have an ultra-standing of that, meaning a complete comprehension, that's our word we use in the state of Mentel. We don't use understanding, we don't use overstanding, we use ultra-standing, meaning a complete comprehension of that fact that time is continual. Then we acknowledge that these supreme beings who you refer to as God or angels or all that nonsense in religion, these supreme advanced beings, physical black beings, men and women who walk the earth, they are governing everything here. They are controlling and pulling the strings, even of your elite, your Illuminati, your white power structure, the creators of everything. They are the creators of everything, life, everything. They are the creators of the human race. They are referred to as Amen. And your secret societies know that the Amen are a race of people, are an advanced and intelligent race of black people. That's why, like I said, the Sumerians, they got it right. The Egyptians, they were getting it right in their time because they didn't have the guise of religion and the falsehood of religion that the white man put into the world to mess up the minds of the people. We started to get it. We got it, or we started to understand or have an ultra-standing of it somewhat as we were in those ancient societies. But once we got infected mentally with the lies and the falsehood of religion, then we started to look at these supreme beings or these future beings or these God beings as spooks and spirits and nonsense. So to where it's a point right now in the new millennium, some of our people who are moving into a future way of thinking, into a future thought, we want to do away with this whole idea of God and religion, and it's only right. Because, like I said, in the state of Mentel, we don't advocate any gods of any spiritual nonsense or any religious nonsense. We know the supreme being, the supreme intellectual being, as a future intelligent black man. The future is constant, and God or the God race is constantly moving into the future. Whenever these beings come on this physical realm, they resonate as future beings. They resonate as beings constantly in motion and movement, carving out and moving out and spacing out the eternal mental evolution of a people, bringing new knowledge into the atmosphere. However, a lot of our people have fallen under that guise that there's nothing new under the sun. And the reason why we've fallen under that guise that there's nothing new under the sun, or that lie, is because mankind has blocked new knowledge from coming from beneath the stars and under the sun. Mankind has blocked it out. What they have done, your secret societies, is they've kept the knowledge. They've been in tune and in contact with that supreme group, or that's those supreme beings, and they've taken the knowledge and kept it for themselves, and they didn't share it with the world. The so-called ancient Egyptians, or the Kemites, they were your first Illuminati. They were your first secret society. This is why the Illuminati today, the white race of the Illuminati elite, this is why they put the pyramids up there, the statues. They make sure they break the noses off so you don't know they were black. They put the pyramids and uphold Egypt in Freemasonry because they know, they acknowledging that your that your ancient Kemites and your ancient Egyptians were the first Illuminati. The pharaohs, the priests of Amun, they were your first illuminated ones, meaning they were your first intelligent beings, the ones who had connection with those supreme intellectual beings, those that God race or that future race. They were the ones who had connection with them. That's why they were able to have the knowledge of building all those pyramids and things that were far more advanced than the other people on the planet, because they had future knowledge. They were receiving future knowledge. God moves, or the supreme intellectual being moves in future thought. He moves into a future world. And because the supreme intellectual being moves into the future world, or moves in future world, he reaches out to those people who have a future mindset, who can connect and can resonate in the minds of the people to move a certain group of people forward, move an intelligent level of people forward. Right? Everybody's not going to move forward mentally. A lot of people, this is not what, these words are not going to resonate with them. A lot of people are not going to move forward mentally. So what happens is, because a lot of our people are caught up in things that are going on in the present world, and a lot of our people are caught up in things that are going on in the past world, they don't connect to what's going on in future state. There's no mental evolution for them. There's no higher thoughts for them. So they get caught off into what's going on in the present. Notice the secret societies, your people who govern the monetary system, the people who govern, your jobs, your house, and things like that. They try to get you caught up in things that are going on in the present. They don't want you to think about the future. They want you to think about things that are going on in the present. This is why they keep you depressed and keep you behind in money and constantly worrying about money. And our people, you got a lot of black leaders and things of that nature who are caught in the past. They're still representing old ways of thinking. They're still representing old beliefs, outdated beliefs like Islam, Christianity, Judaism, religion, Pan-Africanism, metaphysics, all these things, all these old outdated philosophies and beliefs. Right? There's no connection to anything future. There is no future thought. There is no mental connection. They're helping to kill the mental connection to our people. They're helping to kill off that advancement of a people, and they don't, a lot of them don't know it. A lot of them, they're not acknowledging that they're doing it. They think what they're doing is right. They think by fostering historical events and trying to grow history in the minds of our people and constantly rotating us in a systematic way of thinking as far as history goes, and constantly enforcing that historical mindset in us, and constantly getting us to go back to Egypt and Africa and constantly over and over, same books over and over again. They think they're doing something good when actually they're not. Our people are supposed to be open to future thought in order to move forward into the future. They'll say things like, well, if you don't know your past, you can't know your future. That don't make sense. That makes no sense whatsoever. How is me knowing about what happened 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 years ago with the Egyptians, how is that going to help me into the future world? You have Blackman talking about building pyramids. For what? How is that going to help me? How is knowing about a bunch of contracts or whatever made with some white boys 200-300 years ago going to help me today? They're not acknowledging any of that. How is any of this going to help our people in the future? Distraction is what is being placed in front of us to stop us from moving into the future. And a lot of people are operating with the secret society. Some are doing it unconsciously because they're vibrating on a low mental frequency. They're doing it unconsciously, but they are fighting against our evolution mentally. They're fighting against us receiving higher intelligence to move forward. Because how do you move forward? How do you know how to move forward? How do you know how to govern yourself in the future world if you're not receiving future intelligence? Right? In order for people to receive vision into the future, you have to be able to fathom and have your mind set in a place to receive future thought, to receive future intelligence. The people, like I said in the last millennium, and I made a mistake last week. I was talking about when I was speaking about the 1900s. I meant to say the 20th century. I was saying the 19th century. I meant to say the 20th century from the last radio broadcast on Monday. But the people who received the visions for airplanes and cars and all of these things from the 20th century in the beginning, their minds had to be in a place to receive those thoughts. They didn't just pop into their heads. As I said, you don't generate images on your own, mental images on your own. Your mind has to be open to receive that, okay? To receive that future thought in order to generate and bring forward new ideas and thoughts onto the planet. But you had people whose minds back then, the majority of the people's minds wasn't open to future thoughts. So all they can think about is carriages and horses and buggies. So when a car came on the scene, when an airplane came on the scene with the Wright brothers, when all these things came, they couldn't fathom this because their mind wasn't set into the future. Same way our people can't fathom a future intelligence society being set up amongst the black race or the intellectuals. Because a lot of our people are still caught in the past and caught in things going on in the present. We still worrying about, if we get some money, things are going to be fine. If we, you caught up on your favorite rappers, you caught up on, your favorite R&B artists, you caught up on sex, all the present distractions that are keeping our people from evolving mentally to the next level and advancing their way of thinking. That's why I said when we came, and the state of Mentel came in, in the year 2012 to bring about the mental advancement of an elect group of our people within the black race. It had to happen, whereas we decided to sever our connection with what was going on from the past millennium. We wasn't thinking about or allowing ourselves to be distracted with, the nonsense that was going on, the things that they used to keep our people stagnant and distracted. We wasn't interested in, all the music and all of the, the movies. And I'm not saying, it's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong with music and things like that. But our people tend to get caught up. Our people tend to get caught up. Our people get starstruck. We get so starstruck to as we sitting around here and we, our whole lives becomes the worship of these people. Like Michael Jackson, like Whitney Houston, like Biggie, like Tupac, Aaliyah. All these people start to take precedence in our lives, these people's lives. Lives that were crafted out by the Illuminati, by the secret societies to do nothing but cause distractions, so that our people was not focusing on the evolution, so that we got disconnected mentally. You got black people who are so far up these people's asses with trying to, worry about their lives that you're not thinking about the future of your life. You're worrying about just getting by today. You're worrying about their lives, all kinds of distractions to deal with so that we don't have to deal with the future evolution of our people. These are things you don't think about. All you think about is present things, past things, not future. You'll be hard-pressed to find black people who think about the future because to our people, the future is not real. We're taught that the future didn't happen yet, so, we looking at the future as now, as present. No. You're supposed to look at the future as a state of becoming where you can always shape yourself or shape the lives of your people or your children. We don't look at it that way. We just wait for things to just start happening to us. We are reactionary people. Okay? So when the future comes, when it's here, the very next day when it becomes the present, we're still in a state of disarray mentally. We don't know which direction to go. That's why we run into the past. That's why we got people trying to feed us past events, things that done happen already, things that have nothing to do with our mental evolution today, things that have nothing to do with our physical evolution today. So when this happens, when, the people are not taking in a higher form of intelligence, when the people are not advancing mentally, because the majority of people are not going to advance mentally. That's a fact. We already acknowledge that within the state of mental. I acknowledge that. We know our people are not going to. The majority of our people are not going to advance mentally. So what happens is they get caught off in certain things that are going on in the present state, things that are going to keep their mentality low. They get caught off in the music. They get caught off in sports. They get caught off in sex. They get caught off in all kinds of vacations and money and all kinds of nonsense. That's what they get caught off in. That becomes their life. So then their life becomes trivial, a trivial pursuit of existence. And once that takes place, once they start talking to people and having conversations with people that really are that's really not going anywhere, that's taking up time in your life. That's taking up time that could have helped in fostering the future of our people, the future evolution of our people. Because the things that you're doing today, they're going to eventually burn out and factor into nothing. The music you taking part in, the events you taking part in, the things that you think are a real life are going to burn out into nothing. It's only going to go but so far. So fast forward to the celebrities, so-called celebrities, the people who, like I said, we look up to, the people that a lot of our people put so much energy and time into, people who are very influential, starting with people like Biggie, Tupac. You know, they still celebrate the life of Biggie, and, you know, on his birthday, on his death and whatnot, they still talk about him as an iconic rapper. This man was more influential in death than he was in life, though he did have a big following, right? So people talk about, you know, how Puffy had something to do with his murder and the Illuminati, and how, you know, Biggie, you know, he wasn't going along. I heard it all. It's all on YouTube. People talking about the Illuminati killed him. It was a setup and this, that, and the third. And, you know, yeah, that's possible. I acknowledge that to be true. But ultimately, let's look at why this happens. Why our people, you know, in the last 10 years have been systematically popped out of the physical realm. Biggie was very influential, right? He brought that whole mindset, even though it was here already, but he put it to music, that whole mindset of drug dealing and criminal mischief amongst our people, brought it into that subculture of our people. And, you know, our people started to marry their minds to that, because our people, you know, if you put something to a rhythm, to a beat, you can basically hypnotize our people. You can basically control their thinking, control their actions if you do it musically. It's like the Pied Piper, all right? Now, you would say to yourself, you know, looking at it, Biggie would have been a good agent for the Illuminati and the elite, because what was he doing? He was driving down the mentality of the people. Let's be for real. I don't care how much you all like Biggie, and when I know there's people out here that's gonna be like, "Oh, how you talking about Big like that? Who this nigga talking about Big?" I don't care about all that. I'm talking about, let's for real see what it is that he actually brought to the people. He drove down the mentality of the people. He put our people's mind in the basement. He drove down and made it look cool for our people to be basement dwellers mentally. The black man being a thief and a criminal and a drug dealer, he made it cool, right? He made it look good. Very influential. Very influential. So, if you have a higher authority that's trying to bring about a future evolution, a mental evolution on the planet, and you have someone who is working against that authority to bring down the mental or the mindset of the people, then who's going to win out? Who's going to go? It's not going to be that higher principality, that supreme authority, that high mental authority. The person who's on the lower end, that person's going to have to go. And then orders go out. Mental orders are transmitted to these people who are the illuminated ones, your Illuminati. These people who are in tune with that supreme being, who answer to a higher authority. And then things go into work, and people are gotten rid of. people are taken out. Sounds crazy? Do we not acknowledge that the giver of life is also the taker of life? So if the supreme intellectual being, the supreme being, gave life, then the supreme intellectual being is the only one that can take life. He uses these people as instruments. The Illuminati is not taking anything. They're not in charge of anything. They answer to a higher authority. Trust and believe and acknowledge. No, we don't even like to use the word believe. Trust and know that they answer to a higher authority. You can call it Satan or whatever nonsense, but they answer to the supreme intellectual beings. They know that because they are after the light. They are the illuminated ones. What is the light that the Illuminati is chasing? They're chasing the light of God, the supreme intellectual being, the Amen beings. That's what they're after. So obviously they're taking orders from them. That's the truth. And a lot of our people are simple-minded because they go, well, where you getting that from? And, where you getting that from? These people in power. Because like I said, our people, because a lot of our people are not in tune with anything, because a lot of our people are simple-minded, because you are, caught up in physical things like Biggie and all of them. You can't see the mental power that's taking place, the mental synergy that's taking place on this planet. Things that are being popped in. They don't just show up out of nowhere. These people didn't decide to just congregate and start controlling the world. They were putting physical authority on the planet by that supreme being, by those supreme beings, those supreme evolutionary beings, those black beings, that God race. Why? Because our people fell out of connection with the God race. All right? That's why they were put in charge, because it was done to keep order on the planet. These people are keeping order. But they're not the ultimate authority. They answer to a higher power. They're not doing anything on their own. They're just instruments. Understand that. Understand that when you see all these people disappearing or these people popping off, all people dying, they don't control people being born and dying every day. They don't decide when your hour is going to come and when your hour is going to be. Do they decide that? No, of course not. So that proves that there's an ultimate power, an ultimate intelligence that decides when you're going to come onto the planet, what purpose you're going to serve, and when you're going to leave here. They are under that authority as well. Don't get it twisted because you think, these people, they got the money and they got the power. Yeah, they got all that, but that's nothing. They know it's nothing. They know it's nothing to herd you like cattle. There's nothing because the majority of the people are not that bright. They're not that intelligent. A lot of our people are mentally dysfunctional. They are mentally disconnected. They're not going to receive higher intelligence from the true and living supreme beings or that race of supreme gods, that higher intelligence, those supreme intellectual beings, those Amen beings. You understand that? A lot of our people are not going to see. Some of our people are going to receive it now, and they are receiving it now. And they're going to receive the truth. And that truth is going to be like food. It's going to be like light. It's going to be like everything. And it's happening right now. Some of our people are not receiving it. So to them, it's BS. They're like, well, this nigga talking about. What's this nigga talking about? What's this? What's this? Some spookism? What? Some spirituality? No, it's not spookism, Negro. No, it's not spirituality, Negro, Negress. This is reality. This is the evolution taking place, and many of you are not going to be a part of it. You understand that? Many of our people are not going to be a part of it, just like our people, when they set up here and we was like, the reality of our people being free and coming out of slavery, physical bondage, a lot of our people couldn't see that until it started to happen. Just like a lot of our people couldn't see the our people getting murdered or dying off in New Orleans and getting drowned out, flooded out. They couldn't see that. That was judgment. That was judgment for the mentality of those people. How low the mentality of those people were that was here. The religious people have a primitive understanding of higher intelligence. They have a very primitive understanding of it. They refer to it as judgment. They talk about the Bible and things like that. But what they don't understand is that factually and logically, when you're talking about a God that judges, you're talking about a supreme intellectual being who judges the mental of the people and decides whether their mental can receive his higher intelligence and the higher intelligence of those supreme intellectual beings. What is the word judgment short for? Judgmental. So he's judging the minds of those people who are on the planet, his creation, whether they can continue to live on, whether he will have to get rid of them or take them off the planet and bring about a new creation, a new manifestation, so that they can receive higher intelligence. Because your whole purpose for being here, those of you if you are hearing me, who this is resonating to, your whole purpose for being here is to bring evolution onto the planet, to evolve and bring forth a group of intelligent beings, to assist in that through your children, through your genetics. You're supposed to be giving birth to that supreme intellectual race of beings. It's supposed to come out of the black race. But to a lot of our people who caught up on Biggie and Tupac or Lil Wayne or some stupidity, this is not resonating. So no, this is not for you, what we saying. The statements I'm making right now. It's going to resonate to the people who are mentally in tune, who are advanced in their way of thinking. It's not for everybody. I want to say this. I'm not a radio personality at all. I'm not trying to be. I don't want everybody listening to me. This is for the elect. This is a radio broadcast for the elect. The ones who are the higher thinkers, the future thinkers, the ones who are dealing with futury, not history. The future beings, the future intelligent people. That's what the state of mental is about. It's about the intellectual ones, the mentallectuals. This is a new evolution that's taking place. So it's that new light that's coming to the people, but those in the darkness will comprehend it. It's not. It's not for you. Like I said, I'm not a radio personality. When I'm posting on people's pages on Facebook, I'm not doing it because I really care if you as an individual listen to my broadcast. I'm doing it. I would like you to if you are in tune, but if not, that's cool. That's fine. I'm doing it for the people who might go on your page who are in tune mentally, and whether they're going to tune into it. Because, like I said, sometimes when it's meant for you to post on people's page, other people, maybe it won't. It's not for you. It's for the other people that's going to pick it up. And then they're here. That happened a lot. I post in these groups because some of my people are in these groups. Some of our people, the lost ones, the future beings, are in this group. The true intellectuals are in this group. The elect are in these different groups. Our people are all out there, all over the world. You understand that? Our people are everywhere. So I have to go and fish our people out and bring this higher intelligence to them. And I put myself out there and I open myself up. 914-338-0504. I'm open for phone calls. I'm going to talk more about the reason these people, the so-called celebrities, had to go. Why they had to leave the planet. And you shouldn't be surprised at a lot of our people who are going to leave behind them today. The ones who are taking the influence and taking the minds of the people and are bringing down the intelligence of the people. Because that's the whole point of why the secret societies who control the media, control the record companies, control the movies, and why they put these pictures out to bring down the intelligence of the people. You understand that? That's why they do it. We'll be right back. Our people are being judged right now. As we speak, our people are being judged mentally right now by the future beings, by that future race, by the supreme beings. It's not about, the Illuminati and the secret society. It's not about them. They're tools. They're instruments that are being used. They're being used as instruments of destruction, control of the people. They're here to control the human populace. At the behest of the Amen beings, they answer to a higher authority. Our people are being judged right now. We're supposed to be under the authority of the Amen beings, the elect of our people, not under their authority, but under the elect of the Amen beings. The Amen cometh out of the black race. The women cometh out of the black race. We're supposed to be under that judgment, and we are. That's why you're going to see a lot of our people begin to leave the planet. The ones, they're making room for a new race of people that's going to come out of the black race. That's a fact. That's reality. Evolution is real, even though a lot of our people don't want to acknowledge it to be true. Those type of people, how they feel, those two types of people, the old and the new can't exist in the same space. The new has to replace the old. So our people who are caught up in these old ways of thinking, if you niggas are still with this Tony Montana, drug dealing, talking about religion, all this stuff from the old millennium, y'all gonna have to go. Because a new race is looking to come upon the earth. A new bloodline is looking to be born. Y'all can't stay here with that. It's already been decided. It's not me saying that. I'm just telling you what's happening, what's real. That's why your celebrities had to leave here. It wasn't about money. The white man don't care. The ones, the elite, they don't care about money. See, to the elite, to the black people, because y'all don't have nothing, y'all think it's all about money. Y'all still missing the point. That's just why y'all sell out. That's just why y'all are doing anything. That's just why you'll dwell in that submental space, and the white man can control you because all y'all about is money. And you have all the money in the world, and you see it don't mean a damn thing. It don't mean nothing. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with money. Money's a nice thing if it's used as a tool. But our people, we get it, and we, like I said, you see how we act as soon as we get some money in our hand. You understand? You see how we start acting. We want to act all righteous when we ain't got it, and we know it's all about the gods or whatever y'all saying about. Then when you get money, you turn your true self come right out. It amplifies your nigga behavior. It brings down your mentality. You understand that? Brings down your mentality. What did it do for Michael Jackson? What does it really do for any of our people? What is it doing for Oprah Winfrey? What is it doing for all these people? What, they buying cars and houses and all kind of stuff? You know, all kind of materials. The white man don't care if you get that. He don't care. He know our people are material driven. He knows that. Our people like the material things, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, but they're driven by that. But what happens once you get all that? Once you get all these things, once you get all your houses, your cars, your sneakers, you get the chicks in the bars and the strip joints. You get all that. Then what? You done got all that already. Then what? Then you start doing stupid things. Like you see these guys, like your little Waynes, all them guys draw. They did all that. They got the money, the cars, all that stuff. And that's boring to them. Now they drawing all over their bodies. They taking drugs. You see these people, their lives are miserable. You understand? They look happy on camera because they got all the material trappings and the possessions. But then after a while, like I said, because they were about nothing else, there was no higher mental, there was no higher mindset behind getting that. It was just about the material things. You see where all that starts to bottom out. Pretty soon, you see these people, you'll read about these people killing themselves or overdosing on drugs or overdosing on something because they fall into a state of depression. They're like, damn, I got all this what it's all about? Because they start to see the people around them for what they really are and the type of people you brought around you. And you start to see the fact that you're being used, or you were utilized to bring down the intelligence of the people from the supreme being, from the true and living God. You was used to bring down the intelligence of the people so that they couldn't register or move forward. So what ends up happening to you? Your intelligence, your mentality goes lower. So once your intelligence or your mentality goes lower, then you start, like I said, you start seeing these niggas on drugs. They taking all kind of uppers down. They sniffing cocaine. You know what I'm saying? They doing everything. They got tattoos all over their body. They carrying guns. They doing all kind of madness. You understand? Because they losing their mind. Because you helped in destroying the minds of the people. So then eventually you lose your mind. You're driven lower. Then eventually the people that utilized you or used you, the so-called elite who used you, they end up turning on you and getting rid of you at the behest of those supreme intellectual beings. Why? Because you serve no purpose. Those people in New Orleans, they were judged mentally. They were mentally judged. The mindset of the people there was low. You could see it. Drug dealing, whoring, all that nonsense that our people was doing. You understand? It was not feasible for the mental evolution of our people, the ones of our people that were spared that devastation, even though, yeah, it came at the hands of the white man, the Illuminati, but as I said, they are instruments of the Amen beings, of the God race, the future beings. They are instruments. They're laying out a plan. The God race is laying out a plan for the future of our people. And a lot of our people are not going to be a part of the future. A lot of our people don't resonate in the future, so you got to go. Michael Jackson had to go. Biggie had to go. He drove down the mentality of the people. So they use the Illuminati, the illuminated ones who are after the light, to get rid of them. They were given a sacrifice. They were told to sacrifice these people. Now, the Illuminati, they probably didn't want to even sacrifice these people because they was like, well, these people is great in driving down the mentality of the people. But because they are in tune with that higher force, because they are in tune with those future beings, the future beings told them, if you want more light, you have to sacrifice these people. If you want more knowledge, sacrifice these people. Get rid of them. Because it all plays into the plan of the supreme beings to bring about their future world. That's what it's about. Evolution, the mental evolution of a people. You cannot evolve the minds of the people when you got people here that's driving down the mentality. So eventually you're going to have to get rid of those people. You're going to have to put out a hit on them mentally. You'll send out intelligence to those people who are the illuminated ones, the ones who are in tune, to receive that message, and they're going to get rid of you. They'll get rid of you, and they'll use those guys in these guys who are they lackeys and they ass kissers, like your Diddy's and all them. They'll put it out. It's all passed down. It's all orders that's passed down. Everything is by the hand of God. Everything. Biggie, Aaliyah, Tupac. Yeah, I love Tupac, but he helped and he was instrumental in pushing that whole East Coast, West Coast thing. He helped. They're also driving down the mentality of people because the people were supposed to be moving to a higher level mentally on that, in that space and that higher way of thinking on that God level. We were supposed to be moving toward that. So what happened? What happened was because he wasn't moving on that level. Because he started off, Brenda got a baby and trying to, keep your head up. And he tried. He got caught up in the Suge Knight thing and all that, and tattooing himself. And he got caught up in that low mentality on that sub-mental level because that is the actual mental field in which our people dwell on that the secret society puts here. They put a sub-mental mind field on the planet that is enforced by media, that's enforced by newspapers, televisions, movies, magazines, all that, music, all that it's enforced by. Books, billboards. It is all done to keep that submental force field going on the planet, to keep the mentality of the people low. So when those supreme beings step in and they want to raise the people, they're going to get rid of the people who are driving down the mentality of the people, who are causing a distraction as they are trying to make their mental connection with their chosen people. They're going to get rid of those people who are causing the distraction. This is logic. This is nothing, no belief. This is no religious rant. I'm not up here to do no religious rants and get nobody to believe. I don't care if you acknowledge what I'm saying. I'm bringing logic here. There is advanced people. There is advanced races. There is our people in different and higher dimensions who are advanced, who are going to tune in to those advanced beings. And that's what your God race is. That's what God is, an advanced intellectual being, constantly advancing, constantly evolving mentally. Was not this planet and this planet was not the planet and the solar system all put together by an intellectual design? Was it not? Nothing. There's no such thing, because a lot of you niggas in this whole metaphysics thing with this Big Bang Theory crap that you got from the white man, that nonsense. Y'all talk about this Big Bang Theory. Everything just happened. That's that BS that you learn from metaphysics. And everything just happened. Now there's something and something. No. Nothing just happens. Anything that has an order, a structure, anything that has a systematic chain of events was set in motion by a thinking mind. Higher intelligence. The Illuminati knows about higher intelligence. What do you think the light is they're chasing? Yet you idiots sit here and talk this nonsense, that Greek, that old homosexual Greek philosophy of metaphysics, that old worn out philosophy of metaphysics that's dead. And the ones who are controlling the planet, they know about the higher intelligence. They know about those high intellectual beings. They know about that God race. And instead of us, our people trying to know and being in connection with it, because we're the intelligent or the elect ones are supposed to be connecting to that higher intelligence. Instead of us doing that, we want to get off into his BS metaphysics and Pan-Africanism, and we still going into religion and everything else. We want to get off into a bunch of nonsense. You understand? Things that don't even make sense. Well, that's when I say nonsense, things that don't make sense. The true and living God of the supreme intellectual being makes sense. A higher intelligent being makes sense. Even your so-called people who are caught into science, they talk about higher intelligence coming to this planet. They talk about that. What do you think the higher intelligence they talk about coming to this planet is? Supreme intellectual beings. Black people advanced mentally in the future. Some of you are connected to them by bloodline. Some of our people are not. Some of our people are of the elect. The ones of our people who are of the elect are those people who are of the future race, those people who are going to breed that God race here on earth. It comes through the genetics and through the bloodline. And it's a future evolution that is continuing. That's why I talk about the futury. That's a word that we use in the state of mental. We're interested in the futury of our people, not in the history of our people. That's past and prologue. We're not interested in that. We know about our people with the Egyptians and the Africans. We had a bunch of names when we was here, but that's not ultimately who we were. Those were times and eras, and people called us certain things and identified us with that, but it's not about that. It's about what we are becoming, who we ultimately are. We are almond beings, not of the human race. We're supposed to be receiving higher intelligence, the elect of our people, not the ones of our people who are just here. A lot of you vibrate on the human mental level. Yeah, a lot of y'all vibrate on that. A lot of y'all, this is going to go over your head. But it shouldn't. For the ones who are in tune, it's not going to go over their head. The ones who are not in tune, this ain't for you. Go somewhere else and go listen to Matrix Radio or whatever, or, you know, some nonsense. That you go down the dial. Go down the dial and listen to nigga nonsense. You know, this is not for you. I told you I'm not a radio personality. I'm not trying to get listeners. I'm trying to get the elect people to raise up. I'm trying to get the elect to come together, the mentallectuals. That's why I said the mentallectual, not the intellectuals, the mentallectuals, because that means something. It's not a made-up word. It's a future word of a future race of people that are evolving out of the black race, mentally and physically, right now. 2012 is year one of the futury of the almond race. This is a reality. Go to the som.info. The picture is becoming clearer. The picture is becoming clearer. We are getting more clarity of who we actually are. A greater understanding of who we are. New knowledge is on the face of the earth. So that trumps all you niggas that was talking that nonsense that you got from the white man about, oh, there's nothing new under the sun. And you thought you were saying something heavy and deep when you said that. There's nothing new under the sun. What the hell are you niggas talking about? What are you talking about? There's nothing new under the sun. There's supposed to be always something new coming under the sun. We are new people. New people. N-U-N-E-W, that is phonetically used in relation to our people for a reason. Because we represented that light and the darkness, those people who were in a state of constantly becoming. What were we in a state of constantly becoming? We were constantly evolving into higher intelligent beings. That is the evolution. That's what you're here for. But you niggas start listening to the white man and you start letting him do your thinking for you, then you take all of your intelligence and logic, all the intelligence that was put in your head, you just wipe it out just to listen to him. Then you start running into his books and need him. He got to assist you in thinking. You understand? That's what ends up happening with y'all. Y'all start getting sucked into his beliefs and his religions, and you're not dealing with logic anymore. Everything I'm presenting to our people is based in logic. That's what I'm presenting to my people. It's based in logic. You are forced to think. The books that we write in the state of mental are intelligence books, not information books. I want to make a distinction in that. We are writing intelligence books. Intelligence books, information books, I'm going to give you the difference. Information books are books that just feed you data on persons, places, and things. Load you down with useless data. Intelligence books actually get you thinking, actually get the wheels turning, getting that light to go on by presenting logical facts to you, or logical assertions, or logical equations to you. That's what we're doing. If you look at the State of Mental, go look on the State of Mental, the SOM.info. Look in our books and recorded session. You'll see the 21 logical statements on why more black men are becoming homosexuals today. You'll see the 21 logical statements on why black people are not a part of the human race, and you'll also see the 21 logical statements on why black people were not supposed to follow religion. We're not, if I'm quoting it right. But these are intelligence books. They're not information books. The ones of our people, the ones who seek out information, you are the people that are mentally dead. Because you're looking for the white man to inform you, to get you to think so that you can repeat what he said, because you think by becoming informed that you're becoming intelligent when you actually are not. You're just being put in a position to think in a certain formation, in a certain structure, in a circular formation. You're being structured to how to think. That's what he does when he educates our people in his schools. Instead of our people going after technical knowledge, we go after his information, and we become things like psychologists, and we taking up all kind of nonsense, just to get educated. You don't go to take technical things like becoming doctors and learning the body and whatnot. He makes sure he steers our people away from that, and he gets us going into psychology, all kind of nonsense. Fake sciences that he made up, so that he can control your way of thinking, and he feeds you information to get you thinking in a formation. He doesn't get you to enact your intelligence or give you anything to feed your natural intelligence. That's why when logic comes to our people and when they're forced to think, they can't really do it. They got to go. I've heard it all the time. You present something logical to our people, they go, well, what book you read that out of? In other words, where does the white man say that's the truth? I'm like, brother, I just presented a logical assertion to you, so you should be able to think on that and go with it. But a lot of our people don't possess that. But how does this work in our evolution? Because people can't evolve and can't live into the future if you can't think. If you're constantly looking for the answers from the white man or anybody else in somebody's books, if you don't have that natural intelligence within you yourself to think. Natural intelligence is God-given. It is a gift from the supreme intellectual being to get our people to think so that we would be in tune with the supreme intellectual being. But ever since the advent of the human race, since they came on the planet, their whole thing has been to drive down the intelligence and disconnect our people from the supreme intellectual being. That's why we become believers in this society. That's why we become believers. That's why we chase all kinds of false things in the society. That's why we sit around here and give our attention to so-called celebrities and all kind of far-out teachings and history and all kind of nonsense. We're not logical people anymore. We are no longer thinkers. We are believers. We believe in the American system. We believe in our celebrities and the entertainers and all kind of BS because our intelligence level has been driven down. Okay? And that's reality. We're dealing with reality here. This is reality radio. This is future intelligence radio. This is not for your simple-minded Negroes. Like I said, don't listen to me. Do me a favor. Don't listen to me. Go down the dial and listen to some niggas talking about nothing and playing music all night. Go down the dial and listen. I'm not a radio personality. I'm here to raise up my people. I'm not trying to be brash. I'm not trying to be funny. I joke and I laugh and whatnot. I'm serious. But, I'm kind of more in a serious mode now because I found out some news earlier that somebody who was very influential to me passed. And this person was an Israelite, cat by the name of Ben Lawyer. A lot of people know this cat. And I think about the dude because though I didn't agree with what he was teaching in the Israelite school, I give the brother props because at least he stood for something. You understand? The brother stood for something. He stood on it, and he was passionate. And he came out and he did it, and he taught and he put his work in, and he taught. I got to respect it on a level. I respect it on a level. And he brought out that brashness in me about just being real about what I'm doing. So he influenced me in a sense. I mean, I would spend hours laughing with the brothers. You know, we watch his videos and spend hours laughing because he was a funny brother, and he put out the information of what he was teaching. Like, though I didn't agree with it, I seen where he was coming from. I saw that he was a powerful influence, and that's what it's about, being a powerful influence and resonating in the minds of the people. So the people who are moving to a higher level mentally, the people who are advanced, and the people whose minds are open to this future knowledge that I'm bringing in the knowledge of mentellect, those people who are open to it, they're going to receive it. They'll receive it logically. It won't sound crazy to them. But to the people who are just dwelling on a low mental state, you niggas are still into hip-hop. Y'all still want to smoke weed. Y'all still want to talk about Tony Montana. You niggas still want to walk around with your pants hanging down. The black man, like I said, he's in no position to decide what's real or what's right. Or the black female, y'all in no position to decide what's right because y'all sitting up here, the black man walking around with his pants down. The black woman listening to some chick who talking about playing with Barbie dolls. This is driving down the mentality of the people. So don't be surprised if you hear something about Nicki Minaj disappearing or getting in an accident or Lil Wayne. Don't be surprised. It happened to Aaliyah. She was, as much as y'all love Aaliyah, and I don't mean to say it in a bad way, but she was helping and driving down the mentality of the people too. The beast was using her. You understand? She was promoting lesbianism, sex, and all this other stuff, driving down the mentality of young black girls. She was. You know, they was using her as an instrument and as a tool, straight up. Just like they used Lil' Kim, and if you notice, they used Lil' Kim and Foxy Brown. Where their careers at now? You understand? Where their careers at? They done did all this surgery to their face. Now, like I said, they done come, had their time, and they gone. They just trying to do anything to stay on and keep money in their pockets. Now, they went right back. They made a full circle back to hustlers. They started off hustling and trying to get on and, you know, doing whatever. Now they went right back to that. They went to so-called stardom under the beast. Now they went right in full circle and came right back around to trying to hustle. You see Lil' Kim trying to go to award shows and trying to be on Dancing with the Stars and all that. Anything, that's all just to keep money in her pocket. You understand? They go back to broke. They go back to trying to keep money in their pocket. So all that chasing money and getting Bentleys and rocking ice and going to parties, getting drunk and all that other stuff and throwing up, all this simple-minded nigga nonsense that y'all took part in and that our people sit up on the sidelines and want to be part of, all that's going to come down, man. All that's going to come down. All that's going to come to an end. You see it. All that, what much as y'all love Whitney Houston, she was on drugs and everything else. All that money she had, and she pissed it all out in the toilet on drugs and everything else. She sold herself to the beast. You understand? She pissed it all out on her career down the drain on drugs. She had a classic, one-of-a-kind voice, and she threw it all away. So obviously she wasn't happy. She knew who the beast was. She knew. She knew someday that debt was going to come due. She knew. They keep themselves medicated. You understand? They drink, they get high because they know the deal they made. They know that they're being used. They're being used as instruments. They know. So eventually, the beast will get rid of you. You'll be sacrificed for God because you're driving down the intelligence of the people. You understand that? Our people put too much influence on put too much attention on these people when we should be putting attention on those supreme intellectual beings and trying to become that amongst ourselves as a new collective. That's the goal in the new millennium. To hell with the history, man. To hell with religion. To hell with Pan-Africanism. We've been there. We've done that, man. That's not who we are. To hell with these celebrities, man. You understand that? Our people are being judged on the planet today. This is a judgmental force that's moving through the planet. Can our people see that, the ones who are in tune? A lot of our people, what he talking about? Religion. Oh, he talking about some religion. He's an intellectual going crazy. No, we're not talking about no religion. Judgmental. There's a reason why the white man put these words. He didn't even know he was putting these words in. Here's a reason. He knows that everything, he looks at government, short for governmental, judgmental, environmental. Everything on this planet is governed by the mind, by a mental force, by a supreme mental force. He's telling you that. And our people still stupid talking this metaphysics crap and this Big Bang crap. He just puts BS out like that just so our people could so the average idiot could bite that, and our people bite that apple. He dangles that, and it don't even make sense logically. He's telling you everything is governed here by the mind, that this whole creation that we're in, that this part of existence is based on higher intelligence. He's telling you that. The higher intelligence of the supreme intellectual being, Amen, who y'all ignorantly refer to as God. And he is judging the minds of the people right now. That's why you see our people popping off of the planet. And they've been systematically popping off of the planet and dying off for the last 10 to 15 years. All of this is not just a coincidence. This is not some Illuminati plan. They are being used as instruments. Just like they was used as instruments to cause the deaths of our people in New Orleans and Haiti. All these things are being used systematically because our people are being judged mentally. If you're not being if you still out here advocating religion, if you still out here advocating this Pan-Africanism and whatnot, you're going to be judged. If you're still out here pushing religion, you're going to be judged because you're not moving ahead into the future of what this God race or this supreme intellectual being wants. You're not moving into that. What happens? Let's go logically with this. Even if you don't acknowledge what I'm saying to be true, let's go logically with this. If you got an old computer in your house, that's not picking up on all the memory in your house, that's slow as hell, right? And then you buy a new computer. What the hell are you going to do with the old computer? You're going to throw it out. You're going to get rid of it. Think you niggas that's caught up in religion, you're caught up in Egyptology, you niggas are still that's caught up in this Moorish crap. You understand? You're still caught up in this Pan-Africanism. You represent the old computer. You represent the old computer. You niggas that's still caught up in this metaphysics garbage from the faggoty Greeks. You understand? Which they told you it was first philosophy. Go back and study metaphysics. This Pan-African, all this nonsense our people are caught up in, hip-hop, drug dealing, Tony Montana, all that madness, all that stuff from the last millennium got to go. Y'all still caught up in that garbage? It's not helping in the future evolution of our people. And that's what you're being judged on right now from the supreme intellectual being who you ignorantly call God. The true and living God, Amen. He hasn't gone anywhere. He didn't come from Egypt. That name didn't come from Egypt. That's a celestial name for a race of people. This is a reality that we're in. This matrix that you're talking about was thought out by way of higher intelligence. This circular system, this solar system, this revolutionary system that y'all trapped in was thought out by mental design, by intellectual design, by supreme thinking minds. And the white man tells you that, and you niggas still slow to get it. Y'all still not getting it. You still missing it. But see, like I said, it's for the elect. The elect. Like I said, a lot of our people are not going to get it because y'all still caught up. Like I said, it's for the new ones of our people, the ones who have the open mind to receive, to be receivers, because we're supposed to be receiving the higher intelligence of the true and living God. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't like how he's saying it. I don't give a damn whether our people like how he's saying it. It just is what it is. You're being judged mentally right now. Hell, black people need to be more judgmental, like the Most High, like the true and living supreme being, the intellectual supreme being. You need to be judgmental. We get our judgmental mentality, the ones of us who have it, we get it from that supreme race, from that advanced race, because we're supposed to be judgmental beings. You're supposed to judge the people around you, to decide whether you want them around you or not. Don't you make judgments every day? You decide whether you want some simple-minded nigga around you or not, or some simple-minded chick around you or not. A lot of y'all don't make that judgment. Y'all friends with every damn body. You have everybody. That just shows you that you simple-minded, that you really don't have any mental judging power, that you really don't possess that ability of the true and living God. You don't possess that. You're not connected to that. That's why you have everybody around you. You like all kinds of music. You hear these niggas, I like every kind of music. Anybody that says that, they're not connected to anything mentally. How you like all kinds of music? There's good music and there's bad music, but those people who are not in tune, they'll say stuff like that because it's just music. You understand? That's why they do that. That's why they do that. I'm not here to promote any religion. Don't get it twisted because I use the word God. I'm only using that word because that's what a lot of our people understand. I'd rather not use it. I'm not here to promote any religion. I am not a religious man at all. I hope you're hearing this in my words. I am not a religious man at all. Not in the least. You gotta excuse me. I know I'm being a little brash and whatnot. Been on this liquid fast and everything, and I'm feeling good. So I got a lot of energy right now. Not eating this physical, fleshy food and stuff like that. Drinking the green juice and the liquids and stuff like that. And the green, dropping off weight, toning up and everything. Because I'm on a mission for my intelligent people. I'm here for that. Those people who have that future intelligence. I'm here to gather my people, the intelligent ones of our people, because you are going to be the new black community. Y'all out here who are listening, the rest of the so-called black community, they finished, man. This is an evolution taking place. They finished, man. Look at the people around you. Look at them really good. The ones of our people who ain't talking about a damn thing. The ones of our people who constantly doing the same thing over and over again. You got them next to you. You laying up with them niggas. You laying next to them chicks. You got them. They your friends. They your family members. Every time they open their mouth and talk, you just feel drained afterwards, right? Every time they open their mouth, you feel drained. You're like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? They just like, oh, because you're advancing mentally. Your light is being turned on. Your third eye is being open. What does it mean when it says our eye is being open? Our intelligence, your brain centers are opening up right now. You're receiving higher intelligence. My words are going to resonate in the minds and in the memory of you people who I'm talking to. The name Amen will resonate. It's not no Egyptian name. It didn't come from the Egyptians. You understand that? It came through them. So don't get it twisted when we use the word Amen that, oh, it's some Egyptology. I'm not dealing with any Egyptology. That's a celestial name. Amen is a celestial name that was passed to the Egyptians. The Amen beings came to them as a future race of people. Now there's no spooks, now there's no spirits and all this other stuff. Because like I said, a lot of our people who promoting that spirituality talk, y'all, like I said, y'all going to be popped out too. Because y'all part of that old millennium mindset. You understand? It's no spirituality, that abstract teaching that y'all doing, all that abstract nonsense. It's nothing concrete and nothing formed. You know, everything's mental. It's all mental. Everything is mental evolution here. That's what it's always been. Everything was put in place and put as obstacles in our way to stop our mental evolution. To keep us talking about Africa and religion and all this other nonsense and metaphysics and hip-hop and all this other garbage or secret societies. Everything was put as obstacles in our way to distract us from receiving that higher intelligence, that true intelligence of the Amen beings. But that's over. That day is over. We're coming into a new era. We're receiving a higher light of intelligence. We're receiving it right now. From on high, from the future. What does on high mean? It means from the future. We exist in the future. Those of you who are multidimensional beings, y'all exist in the future. Some of our people are not. That's why, like I said, it's not going to resonate to you. This is going to resonate to the people who are multidimensional. But don't say up here and say you multidimensional and then tomorrow you talking about Africa the next minute. We're not Africans. You understand that? That was just a title that our people had. The white man gave us that title. Be honest with you. We got to move beyond that. You people still promoting that, like I said, just like these people that was promoting that low mindset, like your Biggies and your Tupacs, your Lees, all these, Whitney, all these people that was promoting that starstruck mentality, they had to go because they represented a distraction. They represented a distraction. And they were told to the Illuminati was the instrument that got rid of them. Just like the Illuminati or the secret society, whatever you call these people, they were the instrument in getting rid of our people in New Orleans because our people's minds were not right there. They were mentally dead there. So when our people are mentally dead, when they're not open to receive, then they're going to have to be taken out of here and be made way for a new race of people that's going to come from amongst our people. That's God's judgment. That's the supreme intellectual being's judgment. Judgmental. You've been judged mentally. Our people are being judged mentally right now. This is not a joke. This is a reality. You understand? A lot of our people are simple-minded. You know? They don't serve any purpose. So you're going to be judged. A lot of our people are caught up in the old ways of thinking. So you're being judged. You're going to be popped out of here. Because that's where you end. You burn out there. You burn out on that level. That's it. You came here and you exhausted your time here on the planet. So you're going to be popped out. That's how they deal. That's how the supreme intellectual beings deal. They are a future race of advanced beings. They are the higher dimensions of us, those who are of the elect, who are coming out of the black race. They are higher mental beings and higher versions of ourselves, in higher dimensions, in higher form states, advanced states of us. Some of you don't acknowledge an advanced state of you. Some of you don't have advanced stages of yourself. Some of you can't see yourself in the future world. Some of you can't see it. Some of you can't fathom what I'm saying. Then that's proof. That's proof positive that you don't exist in the future world. That there is no evolution for you. A lot of our people are going to have to pass off the world or pass off the planet and come back later on. You understand? And hopefully they're going to be able to advance later. They'll come back later on. Hopefully they'll be able to advance later. But if you're not getting it right now, you're going to pass out of here because you're taking up space. New children have to come onto the planet who are advanced. You're holding up space. I told you, and I said in the last broadcast, that every millennium, a new higher form of intelligence comes to the planet. Every 100 years. That's why in the 20th century, when you move from the 19th century to the 20th century, you went from cars, which became car. The word car is short for the word carriage. Okay? You started doing carriage. Went from carriages to cars. You went and you started getting in planes. Planes was made. All this, and a lot of this stuff came to the white man, but it was actually supposed to be coming to our people. But we were such in a state of mental disarray, and we was just not too long coming out of slavery. We was 20, 30 years out of slavery, and a lot of inventions did come to our people. It used to be, I'm going to show you something. It used to be a time when our people, like say the ones of our people who came out of slavery who wanted more for their children. Remember, it was a time when our people used to be like, oh, well, I was a slave, but I want my son to be a doctor. Or I'm a carpenter, or I'm a worker, but I'm going to make sure my son go to school to be a doctor, or my daughter going to go and do this, or, I want my son to be more than what I am. Black men and black people who had that mentality, that mindset, who wanted their children to be in school, those were people that were looking into the future. They wanted their bloodline and their genetic to move into the future and be advanced. Now you niggas, you just happy if your children get jobs and serve the damn white man. You just happy. You just happy as long as, just go to school, get out, get a job. You ain't trying to encourage your children to be advanced mentally. You're not encouraging that. You don't encourage that. You trying to keep your children on the same level with you mentally. Or you old fools sitting up here telling, I'm 50, 60 years old. I know more than them kids. Who the hell cares how old you are? They actually supposed to know more than you, because if they're coming and they're supposed to be the future, you understand? They're supposed to be more advanced than you. You got kids who know how to program a computer at 3 and 4 years old. You understand? That's the evolution. That's the mental evolution taking place. But a lot of y'all still caught up in this whole mindset of, y'all can't teach me nothing. I've been here 50, 60 years. And y'all ain't did a damn thing. You ain't learned nothing. You ain't built nothing for the people. You ain't built a structure. You barely can take care of yourself. You still under the damn white man. You still serving him. You ain't charged out nothing to for the future generation to glom on to or take hold of and go further with. You haven't done anything. You understand that? There used to be a time when our people were about the evolution of their children. You wanted more for your children. Now you just settle. You don't care if you turn out some simple Simons. As long as they can get a job, as long as they ain't living in your house. That's all y'all talk about. That's just go to school, get that diploma, and get a job. That lazy nigga mentality. You're being judged. You're being judged mentally. A new race has to come onto the planet. It's a new day. It's a new day. 12 years into the new millennium we're in. And you niggas still promoting hip-hop. A lot of you niggas, like I said, y'all still pushing hip-hop. You still pushing drug dealing. You still standing on the corner smoking weed. You niggas got worse. You black women still, y'all still, how long it's been? How long y'all gonna keep clapping your butt cheeks in the club? How long? Y'all being judged. You understand? You don't even know it. Intelligent sisters have to come onto the planet so that y'all not taking up the same space. Because everything that's new becomes old, and we always renewing ourselves. We always supposed to be moving into the future, making ourselves new. But a lot of you people, like I said, y'all not going to make it. Everything is the will of those supreme intellectual beings. And like I said, I'm not coming from no God, no religion nonsense. I'm not coming from no religious rhetoric or any religious dogma. I'm coming from a perspective of intelligent beings. I'm coming from a perspective of intelligent beings, supreme intellectual beings, the almond race. Go to the SOM.info. We bringing our people together, the intellectuals. You know, we not following no history of nobody. We're not following no history of no Egyptians and none of these people. Yeah, they came and they gone. We know they was our people. We moving on, man. Y'all want to keep singing that same dead ass song about the Egyptians and Pan-Africanism and dashikis, and y'all still putting on them damn fezzes and y'all wearing them funny hats. Y'all still want to keep pushing that? Are you serious? We 12 years into the new millennium, y'all still pushing that BS? You understand? Y'all still pushing that? Are you serious? Just a roundabout waste of time. The supreme intellectual being is reaching out. The true and living God, Amen, is reaching out to our people right now. The elect. Raising the intelligence of a group of people. Raising the intelligence of a group of people. But a lot of you niggas, y'all still want to stay like little children. You still want to ignore it. You still want your head in the sand or up in religion or up your own asses. Y'all still want that. Y'all don't want, you know what y'all are? Y'all like them Africans that, you know, they show in the movie when the supreme beings is coming amongst them, and them Africans like throwing sticks and rocks at ships and stuff like that. It's coming onto the planet, and they running because they see the light coming. That's how you simple-minded niggas are. That's how y'all are. Because y'all still want to be Africans. Y'all still want to talk some tribal BS. Sit around in huts and try to identify with these people. That's the past. That's the primitive. We're supposed to be moving into the future. And a lot of y'all not going to like that because y'all like painting your faces up and tattooing yourself, and you got that tribal mentality. Nah. They being judged too. That's why the white man was allowed to come into Africa and do what he did to our people. That's why he was allowed to do that. The Most High allowed that to happen. Why? Because the Africans, they wanted to stay primitive. They were supposed to be building like they was doing on the other side. In Egypt, they were supposed to be building societies, not living in those goddamn tents and tribal huts and painting their face. They weren't supposed to be doing that. They were supposed to be advancing, building civilizations and societies. Now you look at the Africans now, they sitting up here starving. You see, the white man got to put on damn telethons and be on there robbing, even though he ain't giving them no damn food. He just keeping the money in his own pocket. But now you see the Africans somewhere starving somewhere. A lot of them, they getting pushed out of their little villages and making way for the white man and his civilization when the Africans should have been building their own civilization. They shouldn't have been living in no huts, painting their face or running around with their ass out. They were supposed to be building civilizations like we was doing on the other side of the world, where we was building up in Egypt and Sumeria and Mesopotamia and stuff. That's what they were supposed to be doing. They were supposed to be building civilizations, but a lot of them was too primitive-minded, just like a lot of our people are today. A lot of you are descendants of the Africans, the primitive Africans. Y'all not descendants of the Nubian people or the Nubian people, the ones on the other side who are society builders. A lot of you are just tribal people, man. The almond beings are not dealing with the tribal people, man. They're not dealing with them. And I know a lot of people don't like that, but it's the truth. Why do you think they allowed the white man to come in and do what he did? That was allowed by the Most High for them to come in, for the white man to come in and take over their societies. Because they wanted to be primitive. Because they wanted, like I said, do the grass hut thing. They just like our people today. Our people here in America, they want to be primitive as hell. All they want to do is smoke weed all day, listen to Biggie or Tupac or whatever the hell they listen to, Waka Flocka and all this other nonsense. So then when the goddamn house fall in on them, you understand? When everything comes to, and thank martial law come or whatever come, or New Orleans or Haiti, they want to be over there praising white Jesus still. You niggas over there in Haiti was still doing that. You understand? You still was upholding white Jesus, still pushing that Catholicism. You understand? And y'all got a lot of nerve over there in Haiti. Y'all had to fight the hardest to get your freedom, and y'all still worshiping the damn white man. See what I mean? Mentally dead. And when you try to talk to them about that, not all our Haitian brothers and sisters is Uncle Toms and Toms, but a lot of you are. You understand? When you try to give them the truth, they don't want to hear it. They want to. It's all about white Jesus and Christ and all that, and they just like mentally dead. So the almond beings judge them. Maybe some of their children will wake up, but a lot of them had to go off the planet. They've been judged, man. They just used the Illuminati and them to do that, man. They just used them. They're instruments. Stop thinking that these people have ultimate power. They don't have ultimate power in the world, man. They answer to somebody. But to a lot of you simple-minded niggas who believe the white man is your God, or you got this idea of the white man is God, y'all think that they doing this all on their own, and they not. When they say in God we trust, they mean it. They know the God that they talking about is Amen, not no goddamn Satan or somebody with red horns and the ears and whatnot. They're saying that. You understand that? They're saying that. They saying when they say in God we trust, they mean it. They really mean it. You know? It's okay. It's okay, Unc Symposium. It's okay. I'm trying to be. That's my way of, my banter and whatnot. I'm being funny and when I'm presenting because I don't want to be too serious. But yeah, I'm putting it through. You know what I'm saying? It's real. I'm a funny guy. I crack jokes and whatnot, and I'm serious at the same time. I'm for real with what I'm doing. I don't get on these airwaves to talk crap and talk about the Matrix and all kind of BS or all kind of childlike, ignorant stuff and play music all night and talk about smoking weed or some stupid nigga nonsense. I'm not here for that. Yeah, well, like you said, Dark Dimensions, it says, with their asses out, come on now, brother. I have my ass out. If I was in that climate, you're losing me right now. Primitivism is had a great deal of intelligence. Well, if they had all this intelligence, why did the white man come in and do what he did? Why was he able to come in and just take over their societies if they had all this intelligence? What did they build? Stop. We got to stop doing that. Just because somebody's black and because they somewhere, we want to try to make it more than what it is. This is not no black movement. You know what I'm saying? It's an intelligence movement. We're dealing with future intelligence. It's not about, because they're African and we think we African and we sharing that title with them that we got to co-sign on something. Some of our people did some good things and some advanced things. Some of our people didn't. That's just what it is. I'm not calling them primitive because the white man said that. I don't give a damn about what he said. As far as I'm concerned, he's primitive too. I'm calling them primitive based on the fact that they didn't build any lasting civilizations. They have nothing to show for their time that they was here on this planet other than a bunch of wooden statues and some huts. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about from the white. I'm not judging them based on anything the white man talking about. You understand? You want to find intelligence in that? Go try and find it. We got to be truthful about how our people are, how people that look like us are. Because our people talk all this crap about the Africans and how intelligent they are, then go live with them. And I'm not getting at you, Dark Dimension. I'm not trying to get at you and trying to, say it. But I'm saying a lot of our people talk this stuff about how intelligent the primitive Africans is, then why don't our people go live amongst them? No, I think you niggas going to stay in America. I think you're going to stay in America, where you can go get your coffee, where you can go to work and get your money. I'm being real here. A lot of our people want to stick up for the Africans and whatnot and then tribal thing. You ain't going over there, though. I mean, because if their society is so advanced and intelligent, then get that. Let's go over there. I know I ain't going. Hell, I would have went to Egypt back in the day. They was the America of their time. I'm gonna go to where it's going on at, where it's the premier people, where it's advanced at. I'm not gonna go nowhere with people walking around and they eating all kind of strange stuff and weird things, and they just living in huts and they walking around their ass out. I'm not doing that. You want to do that, fine. You understand? Our people kill me when they talk this African stuff, because they're not gonna go over there and live amongst them people. You understand that? And it shows you, because the Africans over there in the West, they start putting suits on. They start getting colonized by the white man. So obviously they didn't like their way of life. They didn't hold on to it. You see that? That's what happens when the people are out of touch with what's going on in the world. The Egyptians, and the Sumerians, they led the world, and our people back then, they led the world in the evolution. Now our people are behind. Our people are behind. But then we want to hold on to this past mindset. It's the same people that wanted to hold on to the whole Biggie and Tupac thing and hold on to Whitney Houston and Michael Jackson, the same mentality. When you talk about building something, when you had organizations come about like the Moors, like under Noble Drew Ali, those organizations, NOI, those organizations were good for the last millennium. They were good, beautiful. But we're in a new millennium now. So they don't serve any more purpose. We're in a new millennium. A new knowledge is on the earth. Our people should be advancing. You people that want to hold on to the history of the people and the tribal mindset, go ahead, go right on ahead. But you being a hypocrite because you're not going to go over there and be with them people. You understand? Yes, brother, you can call in. Yes, everybody can call in. This is our broadcast. You can call in. The number is 914-338-0504. Call in 914-338. I'm gonna put it up in the chat. I'm open to listen to everybody. This is not no type of thing where I'm dominating them. When I'm open for everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? This is interaction. This is mental interaction here, man. I may come off kind of sister. Okay, I'm sorry, sister. Hold on. 914. I'm putting it up. Because we're going up to 11, so, make your call right now, because we're getting late in the, I got to call in early. Like I said, I'm always going to take calls. It don't matter what the hour is, but when we get toward the hour of 11, here we go. You got to go ahead and call in, because we got like about 18 minutes left in the broadcast. So it's all about moving forward. It's all about the evolution of our people. That's what I'm about. I'm not interested in black power. I'm not interested in white power. I'm interested in mind power. The state of Mentel runs on mind power. We just happen to be black people pushing it. We are the mentallectuals in this new day and time. The state of Mentel, the SOM.info. This is for the intelligence of our people, because the black race, let's be for real, they finished. Our people, the majority of our people are done, man. Stick a fork in them, they done. You see the ignorance around you. You want to keep burying your head in the sand. Okay. 804. 804, you on the air.
Peace. This is, it's Bungalo. I'm actually Darkness Dimension on air.
Okay.
Yeah, peace. I feel everything you're saying. I was just saying that, like, from my stance is really more so that I see a lot of similarities in the way that we live here and in the so-called primitive settings that you're talking about. You know what I mean? But it's just more so under wraps, because if there weren't primitive antics being taken, then there wouldn't be things like, that the barbaricism of people going to jail and things like that. And I don't know. I think that what you're saying, some of the maybe the wording, like some of the things that you're contributing to like when you say primitive, do you mean just like the basic bare minimum of things when you talk about them living in huts and things like that, they weren't advanced, like primitivism and non-advancement is what you're saying.
Exactly. If they wasn't building societies, if they wasn't educating their children, if they wasn't, like how we used to do it when we was in Egypt, when we was in Sumeria and Nubia, that's what they were doing. They were building universities there, like what we supposed to be doing here. We supposed to be building our own universities, our own schools, our own communities here in America, a society within a society. If they not doing that in their own country, and this supposed to be their country, then they primitive.
I see. But even when you think about it, I mean, it is hypocritical because I'm not going to go out there and live with them.
Of course not. You want to stay where
I'm conditioned. I'm going to stay where where I'm used to, and because of course, I mean, there's already a mental stigma in my mind of how lower of a lifestyle that is. So of course not, but at the same time, I really do feel like even though there are a lot of people over there who aren't preserving that culture of so-called primitivism, there are a lot of people over there who really are fighting very strongly to keep that primitive lifestyle, because in their minds that is intelligence. They know how to work the land. They know just as much as I would know equated to my I mean, because really, if I got kicked out today, I wouldn't know what the fuck to do. That's not intelligence. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I don't know how to really navigate the land like that, whereas these people do. So it's like there is like on some levels there is a superior intellect in some of the values that they have. And then on other forms, it's really not, because it's good, it's intelligent right now, but they've been living that way for so long that they're not really trying to move forward in that. But then at the same time, when you look at where we're at, we've advanced so-called too much to where now the things that we're producing and making are very destructive to the land, whereas theirs aren't really that destructive. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we as black people, we haven't advanced anywhere. If you're talking about the populace and what the white man has done,
yeah, true.
That's what I'm dealing with. I'm not interested in nothing they done brought forward, because they're going to run everything into the ground until it has to replenish itself again. As far as those Africans there who are with that primitive thing and knowing how to feed the land, that means nothing, because if the white man can come tomorrow and drop something in their land, next thing you know, it's not growing nothing. What you gonna do?
That's true.
Because they've done that.
I see what you're saying.
That's why you see the Africans over there starving. You see their goddamn rib cages and stuff like that, because the white man, obviously, it was a time obviously where they was eating and their land was fertile and it was yielding crops. Now it's not yielding nothing. Why? Because the white man's getting rid of them. He put
so
something.
Is it more so an error on their part because they're just not? They don't have the any defense mechanisms that are strong enough to combat that? But is there really something wrong with, like, to me, I feel like that's really the problem, that their defense mechanisms really aren't, a bow and an arrow is nothing compared to a gun. You know what I'm saying?
The best defense, let me tell you something. Forget the weapons. The best defense mechanism you have is your mind and your ability to adapt and advance. Our people keep talking this BS about, we need some guns. We're going to have to get some guns to fight the white man. The white man's thinking of new weapons where he can just drop a bomb on a city and kill everybody and leave the structure standing.
Oh, yeah, true.
So
true.
all that
He's
gun,
advanced.
so then what the hell? So the gun talk don't mean nothing.
Yeah, but I was just using that analogy just because you talk about something that's superior as far as weaponry and something that's inferior. And the bow and arrow is obviously inferior in a lot of ways because it's not as advanced as the gun. And now we're moving on to, let's go and get the guns, but they've been there, done that. They're already moving on. You know what I mean?
And they're moving on because they are constantly thinking. The greatest weapon you have is your mind. But are they
supposed to, though?
Yeah.
Like, what I'm thinking is, well, hypothetically, and I'm just playing, like, hypothetically, if they weren't doing all of that, would we have been doing that, creating things like that?
Well, the reason
are we only trying to advance to that level because now we have to defend ourselves, or is that just the direction that we're supposed to go in either way, had it not even occurred?
Well, yeah, we're supposed to be advancing ourselves, but it took this to have this, because everything that happens in society, when you see how people get destroyed, people pop out of existence and all that, that's supposed to be a sign for our people to still here to wake up and move forward. Everything is supposed to be like shock value because our people, if everything is going right with our people, you see how the history of our people, they'll just sit here, will smoke weed, listen to hip-hop and do nothing, or just sit around living in grass huts and won't do nothing if nothing is changing. So the change that's added into the dynamic of those people's society is the damn white man who come over there, mess up the crops, all that, because it's supposed to get the people thinking and moving. So God, the Most High, the supreme intellectual being that I was talking about, will introduce these people into society, will introduce the damn white man into your society with his pesticides and his chemicals to mess up your crops because it's supposed to get the people advanced because y'all was supposed to be, the whole point of you being here is supposed to be to evolve mentally and build and move forward. But if you're not doing that, if you're just sitting stagnant like how our people do, then something's going to be introduced into your dynamic, into your environment to make you move forward. You're going to be forced. Either you're going to evolve and move forward, or you're going to be moved out. Simple as that.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, all right. Good night.
Did you enjoy it? Did you have any more questions?
I did, because I'm thinking on. It's so many things that I want to bring up, but I understand that everything's coming to a closing, but. I definitely see some points in that. It's just there's something in my mind that keeps going back to what you're saying about because what you just said makes logical sense, and I know that's what we're dealing with, logic, not spirits, not spookism, which a lot of the so-called primitive people deal with and we deal with. I mean, but it's just when you talk about evolution, I'm thinking like, when if we have to step up and defend ourselves and try to come up with something that will equate or either be better than what white people are using against us, then it's like, is what they're doing really advanced though? It's advanced in the sense that it can.
Well, we utilizing it. Everything that they bringing into the existence, we're utilizing it. So it is advanced in a sense. But what happens is we're missing in the future mental evolution of this environment and this society. That's why everything is out of order, because our intelligence is missing. When our intelligence was in the world, we were leading the world back in the ancient world. Things were in order. There was a natural order to things. Now that our intelligence has been popped out for about 6,000 some odd years, that's why you see everything out of order. The white man, he's bringing in all this stuff, and it was meant to wake our people up. Slavery, all that was meant to wake our people up because obviously we was going against what we were supposed to be doing. We wasn't doing what we were supposed to be doing. And we wasn't receiving that higher intelligence to move forward. We were always supposed to be leading the planet and advancing forward. But our people want to get caught up in traditions and in customs, and we don't want to move on. See, that's where the white man, that's why he's in charge of the planet, because he doesn't get caught up in traditions and customs. He knows how to move on. That's why he's in charge. This is a planet that's based in evolution. This planet is based on evolution. It's not based on, even though we're in a revolving state, of the planet going around the sun, we're in a revolving state, but it's still based in the evolution. And we're supposed to be the ones that bring the evolution, but because we choose not to, because we're getting caught up, he's being used to bring the evolution, and a lot of our people are not going to like it.
But see, I feel like we're getting caught up more so in his concept of evolution, because is evolution really the accumulation of things? Because that's what it seems like.
No, he has.
I might be getting it wrong.
The white man has no everything. The white man has no concept of evolution because he's not evolving. He's actually in a state of revolution. He's being used to evolve the planet. You understand? He's being utilized like a tool, like I said, like an instrument to evolve the planet. But he's not an evolutionary person, because if the white man had his choice, he'd still be in a cave some damn where, or being laying with animals like a lot of them still do. You know what I'm saying? But that's what he'd be doing. He don't want to. You know what the white man is? He's a beast of burden, meaning that he doesn't really want to rule the world. He wants to be doing, running free, naked, being a freak, and whatever he's doing. But he was forced to rule the world because our people stepped out of our position of power. We gave up our responsibility over the planet like we had. We're supposed to be running the world, but everything's out of order now. He doesn't have any concept of evolution.
So now what you're saying is he's an instrument to force us to evolve as we should have been doing.
Yes. Yes. That's what he is. He's forcing our people. When you see our people dying in New Orleans and Haiti, that's supposed to force our people to see that he is he's mentally destructive, but in a sense, he's also being utilized to bring about and get rid of a people that are useless mentally to the evolution of our people, because a new race of our people are supposed to be evolving and coming onto the planet. But don't you got to get rid of the old to bring the new in?
Indeed.
Oh well, then that's why it was happening with our people's happening. That's what happened in Haiti. That's what happened in New Orleans. That's what happened with Whitney Houston, Tupac, Biggie. They was keeping that old mentality going, so they had to go. That's what it is.
Well, I thank you for your time, and I'm definitely going to be listening in again. So.
We'll be back Friday. You got to come. When you come with questions and stuff like that, call in early so we could take time to talk and discuss and whatnot. Because if you come later on, we wrap up. I'm only gonna put in 2 hours. I'm not trying to do no 3-hour show. So. Yeah,
I understand. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely catch you earlier. The questions next time.
We'll be here Friday, 9 p.m. I'm gonna make it hot. Whatever the topic is, State of Mental Radio is always hot. Go to the SOM.info to see what the State of Mental is. Be a future intelligence society. We moving forward. It's all about the future. It's about the intellectuals. We cutting ourselves off from the whole African, religious, all that's dead in the last millennium. We're not doing that. We futuristic people. We moving into the future of our people. Forget the history. We know about the Egyptians on that. We're not going to keep dwelling on that. We're moving on. Go to the SOM.info.
Most definitely.
Okay?
All right. Peace.
All right. Peace, sister. Nice speaking to you.
All right.
We got about, say 7 minutes left in this broadcast. Everybody enjoying this? Like I said, I was, everything is supposed to, the sister said, it makes sense, logical sense, but that's how the Most High works. The supreme intellectual being works. Everything is based in logic. It's no different. We're not dealing with spirituality. That's man-made, man. That came out of our people's ignorance. We call things spirits because it came out of the ignorance of the people, because everything was always mental on this planet. But because you didn't have people who were mentally evolved as of yet, they took everything to be spooky and unseen and spiritual, and all these different phrases and abstract things popped up when it was always all mental. But now as we're coming into a higher state of intelligence, we understand and are having an ultra-standing that everything is mental right now. We're moving into the futury of our people, and we're focused on the future. So we understand, like I said, our ultra-stand that everything is based in mental. Everything is mind power. Everything is mental power. Mind control. I told you, live in a society that is based in a government, which is short for governmental. So they know what it is. Y'all don't. Trying to bring our people up. That's what it's about, bringing up the minds of the people. It's about getting our people to have an ultra-standing that all things are mental. And if you don't get that, you understand, you're going to be left behind. That's what it is. This is Judgment Day. Judgmental. You understand? These are not English words. The white man, all these things are put into his mind. These things are being transmitted to him, telepathically transmitted to him from those supreme intellectual beings to put these words in usage for the people so that you understand that all things are mental, so that you understand that this whole society, this whole realm that we exist in is governed by the mental, by the mind state of those supreme intellectual beings. They are high mental beings that are moving on high mental frequencies, that are sending messages on high mental frequencies. Fifth dimensional beings, even higher, but they're sending it from those mental messages and those transmissions so that our people, the intelligent or the elect ones of our people who are going to move into the future, so that they can move forward and stop doing these things of the past and stop following these past teachings and doctrines, because it's slowing us down mentally. When y'all out here promoting that, you slowing down our people mentally. So with that, we're going to close. We will be back on Friday, State of Mental Radio. I'm going to be posting in Facebook. The topic is going to be hot. As always, it's going to be hot. It's going to be relevant. It's going to be heavy mental, deeply mental, about the evolution of our people, always. I am the intellectual Nuben Menkares. This has been State of Mentel Radio. Look for us again, 9 o'clock Friday, 9 p.m. We'll be back. Good night.